Grandpa, any words of wisdom you can give me?
Yo, wussy.
Dude, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Love you too. Sometimes I feel the stress and anxiety. Oh my god. I'm not gonna jump.
Right now, you're not stuck in life, you're stuck in your head. And the scariest part, you've been living in a prison with the door wide open because the lock is only your thoughts. If you can't control your mind for 10 seconds, how will you control your future for 10 years? Today I will show you the exact moment. Everything changes the moment you stop arguing with your thoughts, stop rehearsing pain, stop living in imaginary conversations, and finally come back to real life. Because the truth is, your anxiety isn't your personality. Your overthinking isn't intelligence. It's a habit. And habits can be broken fast. Stay with me because in the next few minutes you'll feel your mind go quiet in a way you haven't felt in years. And once you taste that silence, you'll never accept your old life again. Listen, right now, you are not tired because life is heavy. You are tired because your mind won't shut up. You wake up, and before your feet touch the floor, you are already somewhere else. You replay yesterday. You argue with someone who isn't even in the room. You predict a future that hasn't arrived. You carry 10 conversations in your head and none of them are real. And then you wonder why your chest feels tight, why your body feels old, why your energy disappears before the day even begins. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you were actually here? Not here like breathing and blinking. I mean here like fully present. Like your eyes were looking at the world, not at your thoughts. Like your hands were doing one thing, not 10. Like you could drink water and actually taste it. Like you could walk and feel the ground. Like you could sit in silence without needing to escape. Most people cannot. And they think it's normal. They think living in the head is intelligence. They think overthinking is maturity. They think worrying proves responsibility. No, it proves addiction. You are addicted to thinking because thinking gives you the illusion of control. Your mind says, if I analyze it enough, I can prevent pain. If I imagine every worst case scenario, I will be ready. If I replay the past, I can rewrite it. If I judge myself before others do, it won't hurt as much. But look at your life. Has it worked? You don't need more thoughts. You need more reality. And the moment you finally stop living in your head, everything changes. Not because the world changes. The world was always there. The change happens because you stop being trapped inside the small prison you built with words. Your mind is a powerful tool. But most people have made it their home. And that is why they suffer. A tool is something you pick up when needed and put down when finished. But you never put it down. You carry it to bed. You carry it to conversations. You carry it into the shower. You carry it into prayer, into work, into love. And then you say, why do I feel restless? Because you are dragging a loud machine everywhere you go. You want peace. Stop using the mind when it's not needed. Right now you might be thinking, how? You don't understand. My life is complicated. My problems are real. Yes, your problems may be real, but your suffering is often manufactured. Two people can have the same situation, same money problems, same family problems, same workload. One sleeps, one panics, one handles it.
Hello.
Hey, you want to play with me?
Sure.
Did you say something?
One collapses. What's the difference? The second one lives inside the story. The mind doesn't just describe reality. It adds poison. It adds commentary. It adds predictions. It adds shame. It adds fear. It adds old memories like chains. And here is the scary part. You may not even know you are doing it because you have been thinking for so long. You believe you are your thoughts. But you are not. A thought is like a cloud. It appears, it moves, it disappears. But something in you remains. Have you noticed? You can watch a thought. If you can watch it, it cannot be you. The watcher is you, and you have forgotten the watcher. You have become the noise. So listen carefully. I'm going to tell you a secret that sounds simple, but it will make strong people uncomfortable. Your life is not hard. Your mind is undisciplined. That's why you overthink. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you delay. That's why you stay stuck. Because an undisciplined mind loves drama more than it loves truth. It will create problems even when nothing is happening. It will create fear even when you are safe. It will create doubt even when you are capable. It will say, what if they don't like me? While you are sitting alone, it will say, what if I fail? Before you even start. It will say, I'm not enough. While you are still breathing, still alive, still having a chance. And then you listen. You treat every thought like it's a command, like it's a prophecy, like it's evidence, like it's law. It's not. A thought is only a suggestion. And many of your thoughts are stupid. Yes. Stupid. A mind without training is like a child with a sword. It will hurt you. So the moment you stop living in your head, everything changes because you finally stop obeying every inner voice. You start choosing. And choice is freedom. But first you must see the trap clearly. Here is the trap. The mind can only live in two places, past or future. It cannot live in the present. The present is too quiet. The present has no drama. The present has no storyline. In the present there is only what is. And what is often simple. Breath, sound, light, sensation, movement, a task in front of you. But the mind hates simplicity. It wants complexity because complexity makes it feel important. So it drags you to the past. Remember how they treated you. Remember how you failed. Remember that embarrassing moment. Remember what you should have said. And it drags you to the future. What if you lose everything? What if you get rejected? What if you get sick? What if you waste your life? And while you are traveling between yesterday and tomorrow, life is happening and you are missing it. You call that being busy. But you are not busy, you are absent. Your body is present. Your mind is a runaway dog. And you wonder why you can't focus. Why you can't be consistent, why you can't feel joy even when you have good things. Because joy is a present moment experience. Peace is a present moment experience. Love is a present moment experience. You can't think your way into peace. You can only return to it. Let me give you a harsh truth. If you cannot control your attention, you cannot control your life. Attention is your most valuable currency. Wherever it goes, your life goes. If your attention is always in your head, your life will be small, cramped, anxious and repetitive. Even if you travel the world, even if you earn money, even if you have people around you, because you will carry the prison with you. So what do? We begin where most people refuse to begin, the body, because the body is always in the present. Your mind can lie. Your body cannot. Your mind says, I'm okay, while your shoulders are tight and your jaw is clenched. Your mind says, I don't care, while your stomach burns. Your mind says, I'm strong, while your breath is shallow like a frightened animal. Your body tells the truth. And the moment you return to the body, you return to reality. Try this right now while you are reading. Don't make it spiritual. Don't make it complicated. Feel your breath. Not think about your breath. Feel it. Where do you feel it most clearly? Nose, chest, belly? Now notice, the moment you feel the breath, even for 1 second, your mind becomes quieter. Why? Because attention can only be in one place at a time. If attention is in sensation, it is not in story. This is the doorway. You think you need to solve your whole life. No. You need to relocate your attention. You need to stop living upstairs and start living here. But listen, your mind will resist. It will say, this is boring. It will say, this won't help. It will say, you have more important things to think about. It will say, let's just check the phone. It will say, let's worry again. That's normal. That's the addiction fighting back. And here's your first lesson. You don't need to fight the mind. You need to stop feeding it. A fire dies when you stop adding wood. Your overthinking is not powerful because it's true. It's powerful because you give it attention. You sit with a thought and you massage it. You stretch it. You replay it, you decorate it, you make it bigger. And then you say, this thought is ruining me. No, you are giving it a throne. So instead of battling thoughts, do something more intelligent. Step back, watch, label it, thinking, worrying, judging, remembering, planning, and return to the breath. Return to sensation. Return to what is in front of you again and again. This is discipline, not motivation. Discipline. Motivation comes and goes like weather. Discipline is training. Discipline is repetition. Discipline is devotion to reality. And slowly something begins to happen. You start noticing the space between you and your thoughts. You start noticing that a thought can scream and still you can move. A thought can threaten and still you can act. A thought can criticize and still you can stay calm. That's power. Because a weak person is not someone with bad circumstances. A weak person is someone controlled by their inner noise. And a strong person is someone who can hear the noise and not obey. Now let me take you deeper. Because this is where everything changes. Most people live in their head because they are afraid to feel. They use thinking as a shield against emotion. They don't want to feel sadness, so they analyze it. They don't want to feel fear, so they plan endlessly. They don't want to feel shame, so they blame others in their head. They don't want to feel loneliness, so they scroll. They don't want to feel uncertainty, so they seek constant reassurance. But you cannot think your way out of feeling. You can only feel your way through. This is why the mind keeps looping, because you are avoiding the direct experience. The mind says, let's talk about it. The body says, please feel it. And until you feel it, it stays. So the next time you catch yourself,
Okay, thanks for the conversation. Thanks for helping me, Fury. Even though you don't have to alter your voice.
stuck in your head, ask this question. What am I refusing to feel right now? Be honest. Is it fear? Is it disappointment? Is it grief? Is it anger? Is it embarrassment? Is it the ache of not being where you want to be? Don't answer with another story. Answer with the body. Where is it? In the chest, in the throat, in the stomach, in the face, in the shoulders. Now here is the moment. Most people run away. Stay. Not forever. Just stay long enough to prove to yourself you can. Breathe into it. Relax around it. Stop naming it. Stop explaining it. Just feel the raw sensation, and something shocking happens when you do this. The emotion starts to move. It starts to change shape. Because emotion is energy in motion. It is not a permanent identity. It becomes permanent when you trap it with thinking. When you stop thinking and start feeling, the energy completes its cycle. Then you are free. And this freedom is not philosophical, it is physical. Your shoulders drop, your breath deepens, your eyes soften, your mind becomes clear. And then you realize you didn't need to solve life. You needed to stop resisting it. Now, I know what your mind is doing right now. It's saying, okay, but what about my real problems? My job? My family? My future? My goals? Good, let's talk about that. Living in your head doesn't make you productive. It makes you late. Because overthinking looks like work, but produces nothing. It's mental masturbation. Busy, exhausting, and empty. If you want results, you need clarity. If you want clarity, you need presence. If you want presence, you need to stop feeding the mind when it's spinning. Here's a rule. When the mind is noisy, do something physical. Stand up, wash your face, walk, stretch, clean something, write one sentence, do one push-up, make your bed, drink water, take a cold shower if you can. Why? Because the mind is weak against action. Thinking is powerful in stillness. Action breaks the spell. Most people sit and negotiate with their mind. They try to feel ready. They wait for confidence. They wait for a perfect plan. And the mind loves that because it keeps you safe and small. But action is dangerous to the mind's control. So the next time your mind says, I don't know what to do, answer with this. Do the next obvious thing, not the whole life, not the whole future. The next obvious thing. Open the book. Send the message. Start the workout. Write the first paragraph. Apply for one job. Practice for 10 minutes. Clean one corner of the room. And then another. This is how you escape the head. Not by thinking your way out, but by moving your way out. Now let's address something else. Why you keep returning to the head, even after you understand all this. Because your identity is there. Your identity is built from thoughts. I am this kind of person. I always mess up. I'm not confident. I'm shy. I'm unlucky. I'm not good at speaking. I'm behind others. I'm too late. These are thoughts you repeated so many times. They became your name. So when you stop living in the head, it can feel like death. Because the old story starts dissolving. And the ego panics. It says, if I'm not this story, then who am I? Good. Let it panic. Because that question is the beginning of real life. You are not a story. You are an awareness. You are a presence. You are a human being with breath and blood and potential. A story is only useful if it serves you. If your story makes you smaller, throw it away. But it feels true. Of course it feels true. You rehearsed it for years. If you rehearse weakness, you become weak. If you rehearse fear, you become fearful. If you rehearse defeat, you start living like a defeated person. So the path is not to create a new fantasy story. The path is to become someone who doesn't need stories to act. Someone who can be uncomfortable and still move. Someone who can be uncertain and still choose. Someone who can be afraid and still do the right thing. That is mastery. And mastery begins in a very unsexy place. Training attention. Most people want the high moments, confidence, power, transformation. But they refuse the daily practice that creates it. So here is the practice. And don't make it complicated every time you notice. You are lost in your head. Return to one of these anchors. Breath, body sensation, sound. Your hands doing the task. That's it. Not once, not twice. 100 times a day if needed. And each return is not failure. Each return is strength. A person who returns is stronger than a person who never drifts. Because nobody never drifts. The difference is one person notices and returns. The other person stays asleep. Now let's create a picture so you truly understand. Imagine you are walking with a cup filled to the top with water. That water is your attention. If you walk calmly, the water stays. If you walk while looking everywhere, the water spills. If you run in panic, the water empties. You are spilling your attention all day. Social media takes it, fear takes it, old memories take it. Imaginary arguments take it, comparisons take it, regrets take it. Then you sit and say, I have no energy, of course. You leaked it everywhere. So the discipline is to carry your attention like a full cup. Not tense, not rigid, just aware. When you eat, eat. When you walk, walk. When you talk, talk. When you work, work. Single tasking is a superpower now because most people are fragmented. And when you become whole again, you become magnetic. People will feel it. They will say, something about you is different. You will speak slower. You will react less. You will listen more. You will choose better words. You will stop rushing. Because rushing is a symptom of living in the head. A present person is not in a hurry, even when they are moving fast. Now here is the part where I want to challenge you. Because if you only listen and feel inspired, nothing changes. Your mind will take this speech and turn it into another idea. It will say, nice. And then it will go back to the same patterns tomorrow. So I want you to do something right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, pick one area of your life where your mind destroys you the most. Maybe relationships, maybe your self-image, maybe money, maybe your future, maybe your studies, maybe your work. Pick one. Now see the pattern. What does your mind do there? Does it compare? Does it catastrophize? Does it shame? Does it doubt? Does it replay? Good. Now I want you to recognize this pattern is not you. It is a habit. And habits can be retrained. So for the next 7 days in that one area, practice this. When the mind starts its story, you don't argue with it. You don't debate. You don't convince. You simply return. Return to breath. Return to body. Return to the next action. And if you fail, you return again. And again. And again. This is not about becoming a monk. This is about becoming free. Because a person who cannot control their mind is easy to manipulate. People will pull your strings with words. They will trigger you. They will make you prove yourself. They will make you chase validation. They will make you live for approval. And you will call it love. You will call it respect. You will call it normal. It's not normal. It's slavery. So when you stop living in your head, you stop being controlled. You stop needing to win every argument. You stop needing to impress people who don't care. You stop needing to explain yourself to those who misunderstand you. You stop building your life around the fear of rejection. You become simple. And simplicity is terrifying to weak people because it cannot be manipulated. Now, I'm going to say something. That might hit you hard. Your mind is not your friend. Not always. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it helps you plan, solve, learn, create. But when it becomes noisy, it is not helping you. It is protecting an illusion. And the illusion is, if I think enough, I will be safe. But safety is not guaranteed, never was. Life can change in one phone call, one accident, one message, one mistake, one opportunity. So if you build your peace on control, you will never have peace. Peace comes when you accept reality and train your response, not when you predict everything. So instead of asking, what if something goes wrong? Ask, if something goes wrong, can I handle it? And you know what the answer becomes after training? Yes. Not because you control life, but because you control yourself. That is the shift. That is when everything changes. Because you stop living like a frightened animal scanning for danger. You start living like a warrior, calm, alert, present, ready. And a warrior is not someone who is angry. A warrior is someone who is centered. Centered means your attention is not scattered. Now let me open another door. The reason you live in your head is also because you are avoiding responsibility. Yes, I said it. Because as long as you are thinking, you can delay acting. Thinking makes you feel like you're doing something. But action is where accountability lies. Action can fail. Action can be judged. Action can reveal your true level. Thinking can hide you. So you say, I'm preparing, but you are hiding. You say, I'm waiting for the right time, but you are hiding. You say, I need more information, but you are hiding. The mind is clever. It will use logic to protect fear. So you must become even more clever. You must recognize when thinking is useful and when it is avoidance. Ask yourself, is this thought leading to action or leading to another thought? If it leads to another thought, stop. Return to breath. Do the next action. If it leads to action, do it. That's how you use the mind as a tool. Now you might say, but sometimes I need to plan. Yes, plan with clarity, not anxiety. Plan at a specific time. Write it down. Make decisions. Then stop. Do not carry planning all day like a heavy bag. Because planning without execution is just worry wearing a suit. Now let's talk about relationships, because this is where living in your head destroys you. You will create entire movies about people. They didn't reply fast, your mind says they hate you. They looked away, your mind says you're not respected. They spoke sharply, your mind says you're being attacked. And before you know it, you're angry at someone for something that happened only inside your imagination. So the practice is the same. Return to facts. What did they actually say? What did they actually do? Not what you assumed, not what you feared. Facts. A present person deals with facts. An anxious person deals with interpretations. And interpretations are endless. So when you stop living in your head, you stop punishing yourself with assumptions. You start asking simple questions. You start communicating. You start seeing clearly. And you also start seeing another truth. Not everything needs a reaction. Some people want your attention. They provoke you to get it. If you live in your head, you will bite every hook. You will argue. You will defend. You will explain. You will try to win. But a present person sees the hook and smiles. No, silence. Move on. This is not weakness. This is mastery. Now let's return to you. The biggest enemy is not other people. It's the constant self-talk. You talk to yourself in a way you would never talk to a friend. You insult yourself. You shame yourself. You threaten yourself. You call yourself lazy, stupid, behind, worthless. Then you wonder why you lack confidence. Confidence is not something you find. Confidence is something you build by keeping promises to yourself and by speaking with integrity inside your own mind. So here is a practice that will change your life if you actually do it. When you catch harsh self-talk, don't replace it with fake positivity. Don't lie. Replace it with direction. Instead of I'm useless, say what's the next step? Instead of I'm not enough, say train. Instead of I can't, say try for 5 minutes. Instead of I'm behind, say start now. Direction is stronger than motivation. Direction brings you back to reality. Now, I'm going to create a moment for you. Imagine you're in a room full of noise. People shouting, music blaring, phones ringing. You can't think. clearly. You feel overwhelmed. That room is your mind. Most people try to fix it by shouting louder, more thinking, more planning, more arguing, more stimulation. But the solution is not louder. The solution is to step out of the room. How do you step out? You come back to the breath. You come back to sensation. You come back to your feet. You come back to the present. And the room becomes quiet. Not because the noise stops, but because you are no longer trapped inside it. This is why meditation is not a luxury. It is hygiene. You brush your teeth daily, but you never clean your mind. Then you wonder why you feel dirty inside. So even if you are busy, even if you have responsibilities, give yourself small moments of training. 1 minute before you check the phone, breathe. 10 breaths before you enter your home. Feel your feet. While washing hands, feel the water. While walking, listen to sound without labeling. These tiny returns build a new baseline. And then one day, without fireworks, you notice something. The mind is quieter. You react less. You feel more space. You have more patience. You stop panicking. And then you realize the world didn't change. You changed. Your relationship to thought changed. You stopped being a prisoner and became a user. And that is why everything changes when you stop living in your head. Because you finally meet life directly. Not through the filter of fear. Not through the lens of past pain. Not through the future fantasy. Directly. And direct life has power. It is sharp. It is clean. It is simple. It is sometimes uncomfortable, yes, but it is honest. And honesty is peace. Now I want to leave you with one more thing. Because this is where people either transform or return to old habits. The mind will never be silent forever. Do not chase permanent silence. Chase skill. Skill means you can have thoughts and still be present. Skill means you can feel fear and still act. Skill means you can be uncertain and still move forward. So stop asking, how do I stop thinking? That's the wrong goal. Ask, how do I stop being controlled by thinking? And the answer is always the same. Return, return, return. To breath, to body, to action, to reality. And when you return enough times, you become someone else, not by changing your personality, but by waking up. Because the most tragic thing is not failure. The most tragic thing is living your whole life inside your head and calling it living. So next time you catch yourself trapped again, replaying, worrying, spiraling, don't panic. Just smile a little. Because now you see it. And seeing is the start of freedom. Take one breath, like it matters. Feel it enter, feel it leave. Now look around you, really look. This is your life, not the story.
Thanks, Fury. I appreciate the conversation. Oh my gosh, she jumped. Whoa. See, Grandpa, you could have given me advice, but no, you basically chose to tell me nothing.
Damn it! I'm a friendly!
Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Damn old geezer. I'm hearing voices. I ignore it. The voices are not real. I am real. I am in control of the voices in my head. I cannot be hurt by the voices.
Visual on the hospital, boss. Careful.
What?
Fuck we got here? Combat drones out.
Dangerous mark.
Light him up. I'll get one.
Here it comes.
Here to help.
The voices are trying to hurt me.
Command, drones deactivated. Get it.
Get it. We got a man hit.
My God.
Everything in the area is marked.
Fury is down.
I'm on my way.
Calm down. We're good. There is the
Hostiles hit. I hit one.
Yes, yes. Hurry. Soldiers, time. I'll finish when I finish.
Busted him.
For goodness sake.
You better hurry.
Target hit.
Hello. I'm not gonna hurt you. You know how
Hell
to
yeah.
find this place.
This area's
Need
clear.
help?
Yep.
Thanks a million.
Moving to his location.
Let's get out of here. Let's call it a night. It's been a long day.